We're in progress.
Yes.
Okay. The first one is it's a forearm plank double knee tap. I like to teach moving planks to start instead of those grueling ones where you're just holding it and staring at the floor. Those kind of suck a little, you know? So what we do, get your shoulder over your elbow and you're holding cups, like nice loose fingers. And then what I like to see is that you just step back from here. Your feet can go a little wider than your hips. And then when you lower into position, you're facing the floor. And all you're going to do is bend your knees and let your knees touch the floor. And then come right back up and hold for 1, 2, 3. And then tap down, back up, 1, 2, 3. Every time you come back up, I want you to re-engage, squeeze the abs and squeeze the glutes. And then you're only holding for 3 seconds. And that's 10 times around twice. So you take it.
I'm gonna move you so that way you can see my form, because once again, these are not my favorite.
Yeah.
So
well,
let me see. I think that should work.
Have you ever done these kind before?
Not the one with the knee where you kind of hold on. So what you're doing is going down, right, on your elbows.
Right.
Holding the plank and then lowering one knee at a time.
No, you're bringing them both down at the same time.
Okay.
Down, and then back up and squeeze. Hold your glutes and abs and then tap it down again. It gives you a little mini break. It gives you a chance too to re-engage your glutes and abs each time you come up. So you're reinforcing really good posture each time.
Definitely need core because my arms are shaking. So
well, that's actually more probably that you need arm work.
It's the rowing. I'm gonna blame it on the rowing, Christy.
All right.
How many am I supposed to do of this?
So that was 8. You have 2 more.
Okay.
Good. Great work. So take a break. You can sit in child's pose if you want to lengthen the back, really let the arms get dragged out so you lengthen the torso more. Yep. Your screen is totally blurry.
Oh, is it? Maybe. I honestly, sorry, Christy. It really is. I'm sure it's annoying for you as it is for me. Maybe if I get closer. Nope.
It's better than it was. At least you
can see me better.
Yeah, I definitely can see more of you.
Yeah.
And I can tell that your form was good, so we're fine.
I'm sure I cheated on that one. So 3 of these?
I doubt it. I think you did great. You may not be loving them, but you're fine.
Definitely not loving. 2.
And you would put them both down at the same time.
Okay. Definitely not counting, so you could tell me how many more I have to go.
Yep, this is 8. Done. All right, done with that.
Oh man, I do not like them.
But it's over already.
Oh, I thought we were doing one more set.
Nope, 2 sets is it.
Okay. Yay.
Yeah, it's over with.
Oh.
Lovely. All right, so now we're on to bird dog pulses and crunches. And so what you're doing here is a superset of 2 different exercises that are bird dogs. So the first one, you want to make sure your knees are wider than your hips and that your fingers are spread wide and your hands are under your shoulders or maybe a little bit wider. And then your spine is neutral, so you can hunch up and arch like that, overarch, and then go back to the center and find that neutral position. Keeping your abs tight. Your left foot goes out, your hip stays flat to the floor, and then you're going to lift the right arm also at the same time. So you'll go from here to there. So you hold for a pause at the top. Yep.
And I'm trying not to arc my back, correct?
Yep. Do not do that. You just lift from the shoulder and the hip, bring up the head so that your spine is lined up. Because right now your head's dipping down. There you go. And I think this one's 10, right?
I wasn't counting.
Okay, so then switch. We'll just say that's 10. These are very strengthening on the lower back and the back extensors. Very important exercise.
It's crazy how like doesn't seem complicated, but it's very demanding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. These are challenging, definitely. And because you don't see what you're doing, it's odd as well.
Yeah.
And this is 10. So just take a little break and sit in child's pose. You're going to now do a second type of bird dog called a bird dog crunch. Again, you're doing opposites. This time though, you're going to try to connect. You don't have to make the connection happen, but the idea is you're bringing the elbow and knee together under your torso. So what it looks like is you again, you're extending out through the heel and middle finger, keeping your hips totally parallel to the floor. You don't want to be up here like this. And then you're going to crunch your abs, arch your back, and bring your elbow and knee together. So squeeze your abs, fully exhale, and then straighten back out and lengthen the torso. Use a lot of control and intention here. Very good. Eight. Lovely. Switch.
Ooh.
Have you never done these?
Indifferently. In a different form, I do these ones more than anything, where you go from your leg only coming up, but no, not of this going inward.
Oh. Seven. Exhale when you come together, squeeze it out. 9. Good. Yeah, it is meant to strengthen the lower back and the back extensors, but why not add an ab crunch while you're in there? Okay. So now you would repeat all that again. You'd go back to the straight arm and leg, the pulses, 10 per side, and then you would repeat the crunch one more time, and then we'll move on off the bird dogs.
Good. So these are called bird dogs?
Bird dogs, yeah. Because a bird dog, like Phantom, points.
Got it.
Oh, so you would leave your arm and leg out, and you're lifting, not bending your knee at all. You would just lift straight up and down.
Okay.
That way you're keeping more tension on the glute. Mm. 10, good.
Yeah, I have to be very intentional, not overarching my my back.
Right. Nobody needs to do that.
Well, no, but I do it when I get weak at the end. That's when I'm noticing my posture compromising.
9, 10. Core is very good for us to focus on then.
Yeah, I agree.
10. All right, done. Okay, so the side lying leg lifts are next. Did you by any chance get a loop band?
I did, and then I forgot at home. So I, yes, you might be giving me a bad stare, but I carry a lot of anyways, so I have it. I just don't have it with me. So apologies.
Okay, so it's not with you. What about the ball?
The ball, yes, the ball is with me, and the
Okay.
weights. I left them from the office the last time that we came.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, so you do need an 8-pound dumbbell, not for right now, but for the next one. For this next one, we're just going to do it with no weight at all. This is where you would need the band. So with the side lying leg lifts, we're strengthening the side of the hip, which also strengthens the back. It's part of the glute. And so what you do, the bottom foot is flexed and the knee is straight. And the top foot is flexed, the knee is straight, and then you're going to turn from the hip, pointing the toe downward. The rotation is here in the hip though. And then from there, you'll lift up and squeeze the lateral part of the hip. You'll feel it back here, and then come down, but don't land. And then up again. Really focus on where you want it to be. It's not any higher than this, which is about 2.5 feet up from the other foot. That'll be 15 per side twice.
Okay, got it.
And I wasn't watching you. I have no idea if you've done any or not.
I think you showed me this one. I just have the tendency to don't flex my toe. So when I get licked, so I'm flexing it inward so that way I could feel it more, like you said.
Good.
So
How many have you done?
I have done 4 so far. So this is my.
Yeah, that's hard because the foot will start straightening out on its own.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we did this last time and I didn't notice that I wasn't flexing it. And then you're like, Angela, point it down. I was like, okay.
13. Excellent.
Oh.
So you can either switch and do the other side or wait and finish that side. It's so funny. I'll like see you clearly the minute you get close to the camera, and then it goes blurry the minute you go away.
I'm sorry, Christy. I need to change my setting. Yeah. So sorry.
Remember, don't land. And rotate that toe pointing downward. Done.
Yes. That one hurts too.
Yeah, it burns all right.
All right, pointing down, not all the way.
You'll be able to tell what you're doing when you watch the video later.
Oh man, this one burns.
Oh yes, it does. 11.
I'm glad you're not able to see my face.
13. Oh, I'm sure you're ready to spit nails at me. 15. Done.
Oh, many burns.
Yes, it does. You should see what they do to you in Pilates.
Oh no, that's why I don't like those. I don't go to those classes.
Yeah, they're worse than this. This comes from Pilates, but
I always
so much.
properly. Oh man, how many is that?
This is 5.
Okay.
Five more. Beautiful. Excellent. Moving on. Now you need your 8-pound dumbbell.
Okay. Oh no.
And you're doing those 2-way glute bridges again.
Okay. My weight. What am I doing now?
So now you've got this 2-way glute bridges again. You're going to put the weight on your belly and hold on to it. Your arms are off of the floor. Your feet are wider than your hips and they're quite close. Then you're going to roll up into a glute bridge, squeezing your glutes, using them the whole time, and then reverse the roll. You want to work with the top of the spine down into the floor first until the tailbone is last. So you really roll with it. Squeeze the glutes.
With the weight, right?
With the weight on you, yeah. And then at 10, you'll do partials. You'll do little ones, drop it down 1 inch, and then squeeze up and hold for 3.
Okay. So right now I'm just doing singles, correct?
Pardon me?
I'm just doing singles up and
Yeah,
down.
right now you're doing like 10 of these, and you'll hold for 3 at the top each time, squeeze and hold, make it burn, and then come back down. And so once you get to 10, then you'll do the little ones. Same thing. You want to squeeze and hold until it burns. If you don't feel it, we need to do something.
No, I'm feeling it now.
Wait, like, you know, sometimes people need like a reminder, like, don't forget to crack walnuts back there, you know.
Yeah, you're giving me the exercise that I often cheat on. Because I would like floor, won't hold it for long. So I feel like I did it, but I didn't do it properly.
Yeah.
So you're giving me the right ones.
Oh yeah. I mean, and this is where, you know, if you make it effective, it is a worthy exercise. But you got to put the mind in the muscle and really get there. I think that was at least 10. So do the partials now, tiny little inch move from the high point.
Yeah, 1 second, because I'm starting to cramp.
Okay. So if you're cramping, where are you cramping? The hamstrings or the glutes?
The glutes, the one that the muscle we target on the last exercise. That's the one that's starting to cramp.
Sometimes people get it in the quad or the hamstring, and that means that they're either pulling their heels towards themselves too much or they're pushing their feet away into their toes. But if it's glutes, it's just because you're really engaging them. Okay, so no, this one you're like going down like 1 inch, 2 inches. It's tiny.
Okay.
And then right back up to the top and squeeze and hold. So right down like there, no lower than that. It's a tiny drop. Basically, you're releasing your glutes a little. It keeps you in that tension zone. 5. Yep. Not going to leave anything on the table today, Angela. We're getting that nice and sore.
Yeah. That's what I get for doing cardio this morning.
That's what you get for, that's what you get for hiring a trainer. 10. All right, so come down and hug your knees and rock side to side. And just give your back a little love.
That rocking makes a difference.
Oh yeah. And so with this one, you would just do that one more time. You'll do 10 full range of motion and 10 partials, and then move on.
Okay. Okay.
Just 10?
Okay, yeah, I was like, how many more?
Yep, that was it. So now you do your partials, little guys. Almost like you're scooping with your butt cheeks. I know that sounds really gross, but that's how I think of it. Like I'm scooping up something with my behind.
That's a good image so I can remember. It's just like you were just.
That's right. Now everybody's scooping. It's sweeping the nation. 9, 10. Very good.
Oh man.
All right, so done with that. We're on to low back crunches with a shoulder blade squeeze and heel squeezes. So we're just gonna do a little bit more with back extensors and glutes. And then we'll move on to the front half of core. And then
So why does glute workouts help with your lower back? Because I imagine glutes being more like lower body rather than core. So why glutes include into core? I don't know.
so if your glutes are strong, then the muscles surrounding your spine don't have to work as hard to keep you stable.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so if you have strong muscles all around your hips and you're more stable down here, then all of this can work more fluidly and move easily. And then your stability's here, and you can, it's hard to describe, but it all works together. I put glutes into 2 categories, core and legs. So I know what you mean. It's both, really.
No,
But this whole body works as one big instrument. Like instead of chopping it up based on muscle too, you think about it more as all working together. So the glutes are super important because it's a big connecting point between one half and the other.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. So thank you for explaining it, because sometimes I'm like, it's just more glutes, or just like for I imagine more quads and hamstrings to be more important than glutes, but glutes are pretty important, I'm realizing now. So thank you for clarifying.
Oh yeah, no problem. In fact, a lot of people come in with, they have wonderfully strong quads and hamstrings, and they've never worked glutes before because they might get on a machine and only do leg extensions and leg curls. But that completely isolates those muscles and doesn't do all of it together like a squat or a lunge would, or a glute bridge, which incorporates more of them than just, it's not an isolation move either.
Yeah.
So,
no, thank you. Because that way I can start adding it up, so that way it's not just like, it's just vanity. No, they're important.
Everything's important, really. It's just that, what we need to focus on more depends on you and where you are at the moment. So this next one is the low back crunch with a shoulder blade squeeze. So this is going to work not just the back extensors that run along the spine on either side, but it's also going to work the muscles that help you with your shoulder posture, and then the heel squeezes. So it's 10 of both twice. For the first one, what you do is you leave your legs on the floor, your hands are stacked, and then you're going to lift your torso off the floor just till your chest rises off the floor. And then also squeezing the shoulder blades at the same time. And you don't want to lift your head way back here. Instead, you're like looking at the baseboard across the room. And then you can go back down all the way until your forehead hits your hands. So it's squeezing up and then lowering. And you see I'm not going real far. It's just my chest rising off the floor.
And your forehead is like parallel to the floor, right?
Yes. You can lift it the tiniest bit. If you feel like you're straining your neck to look down, you can lift your head the tiniest bit like you're looking at the baseboard across the room.
Okay.
Good. Your range of motion is in a good place. You're not overextending. What number are you on? Is this 10?
I think it's 8.
Okay. All right, and then the heel squeezes, your knees go out wide like you're in butterfly, and your heels are together and toes are out, and you're gonna put your forehead on your stacked hands, Squeeze your heels together until your knees can lift off the floor, but they don't have to. What you're really doing is just looking for it to engage the upper part of your glute. I usually try when I'm squeezing to fully exhale. That way I hold the squeeze long enough.
Okay.
How many times did you do this workout last time?
Not that many, I'm sorry.
Oh, don't be sorry. I mean, you know, you're the one who paid for it. 10.
Well, that was my last one, right?
Yeah, so you would just repeat that superset.
Okay. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. There.
Remember to really get your elbows behind you and squeeze your shoulder blades each time. Mhm. 10. Excellent. Last time for heel squeezes. Seven. 10. Good. Now, the reason I asked you whether you'd done it or not, or had you done it or how many times, was it helps me to design the next workout.
So and I'm glad that you're asking, and I'm glad that you're following up, because I think that's the reason why I decided to go for a personal trainer, because I know I'm just staying stagnant, or I'm cheating on my work. Like, I'm not working out as much because I'm putting work more, and I was like, no, I need to have. So last week I was able to go doing the cardio every day, working out with you on one. So it's good that I'm doing it more consistent rather than before that I will only do it twice a week. So it's good to have someone accountable to be like, I did work out. Not all the workouts that we did, but I did something. So yeah, so that helped. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. So the next superset is reverse crunch to leg extension and windshield wipers. Now, with reverse crunch to leg extension, I like to hold on to something behind me, but you don't have to. You can just as easily put your hands on the floor to do it. But it looks like this. Your legs don't have to go parallel to the floor. They can be up higher like this. As long as your back doesn't arch off the floor. That's the main idea. But you can come all the way from here down to here and challenge your core however you wish. As long as
not to
back, your spine has got to stay on the floor the whole time. And that's the challenge with that one. So yeah, it's elbows to knees and then straight out. So that's 10 of those, and then 10 windshield wipers 3 times around. Okay. And you would straighten your knees out at this point. Yeah. And if your feet have to go higher to keep your back flat, that's what you do. They've got to be at least low enough to be a 45-degree angle from the hip, though, or you won't get anything in the lower abs. Good. Okay, so then 10 windshield wipers.
The windshield wipers are side to side, right?
Right, and with that one, you would put your elbows into the floor to keep your shoulders connected to the floor. You just wedge yourself in so that you have a bit of counterbalance. And I think that one's 10.
Why? And one more.
Two more. 2 more sets of all that reverse crunch and windshield wipers.
Okay.
And then we're stretching.
Okay.
Remember, just to extend out a little more over the floor. Yeah. They burn, don't they?
Yeah.
Yep. 9. Done. State the obvious, Christy. We're not shy here.
Oh man, I appreciate if you start counting after 6 or 7, so that way I know how close. I was like, I think I did too much. I'm done. And then you're like, no, 2 more. I was like, okay.
So you want to hear it at 6 or 7?
Yeah, when I'm getting close.
You got it.
If you don't mind, thank you. I know this one's alright. I'm gonna back. Yeah, there we go. That makes sense.
I wouldn't leave you there. I know you haven't worked out with me much, so you don't know that, but I'm not one of those weird, nefarious trainers who leaves you burning, and I am not counting.
I did not thought you would do that, but I'm glad you're not one of them.
8. Well, I just remembered to do earlier. 9. 10. Every once in a while, I'm typing and nobody's counting. That was it.
Oh
and
man.
Miss it that way. Like I'll be paying attention to your spreadsheet instead of you.
Oh man. That's mean for the instructors not to tell you and just be like, yeah, you can do more. I'm just not gonna tell you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've had trainers for years who were always like, oh, Christy, you can do 5 more. It's like, no, you told me 10 reps.
Yep.
We're not playing this game, baby.
Yep.
I tell you in the beginning, we're doing 10. I meant it.
Yeah, thank you. Because I hate when, like, if I want to push myself,
8,
let's let that go.
9, 10. Now, when I want people to do stuff like that, like pushing further or going harder, I'll talk about it before the set begins. Like, all right, we're going to do 10 with an option for 5 more. Let's see how you do.
Yeah.
That sounds more like it to me, instead of surprising somebody who's in the middle of a slog and they think they're almost done.
Because sometimes they count themselves, you know, like right now I'm not counting because you're there, but most of the time I do count. So
This is 5. Seven. 8. Done. All right.
Yeah.
So here's the opportunity. We can either shut off the video and restart for the stretch one. Sounds more convenient to me. Would you rather do that?
Whichever you prefer, whichever is more convenient to you.
Doesn't matter to me at all. I'll just do that. That way it's easy.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
I'll go get the tennis.